Welcome to update number 20, and today you can see I have started to weather my retaining walls, and just as a comparison, that is how it comes in the packet, and that is the first sort of dark brown, almost black wash. And I've done my usual technique. You can see picking out some individual bricks, some in a sort of very dark brown, almost black colour, and then some, I can zoom in if you can see it, dark grey, various shades of grey colour, but as you can see it sort of makes it sort of a bit more uneven and just gives it a bit of character. If I zoom in closely, you'll probably be able to see that more. And there's the sort of light grey colour that it starts with, and here's the, as I said, the first wash. I'll see once that's fully dry if that's dark enough for me. Otherwise I might just put a second wash on there to just darken it up, because what I'm trying to do is I go over here and get my wall supports. I'm trying to get them to match this. This is a bit lighter, but once the wall is done I will then do some dry brushing and some weathering powders on there, and that will lighten it up ever so slightly, and it should match this. My only concern is, I mean, this was done, this is obviously on plastic, and this is all from foam, so I'm not sure how the colours will dry, so I'll need to just see how that turns out and then adjust the process accordingly. A bit more weathering done on my goods shed. Just added some more rust tones to some of the panels on the roof, and just a rough idea of what it looks like with a couple of goods wagons, flat wagons sitting in front, and some crates, etc. on the loading dock, and the ballasting done on this side of the track, and the buffer as well, roughly where it will be placed. That came as part of this Fowler kit, along with the cable and drums, and this little shed which I haven't even started weathering yet, but it's just going to be placed there. So all in all, quite a good little kit for such a scene. Back to my retaining walls. I've now actually painted a second panel, and you can zoom out just a little bit. You can see the differences in the tones. It's not uniform anymore. It is still drying actually, some of it's still a little bit damp, but I think you can see the effect of it. You can see the dampness and the reflection there, but it's just an indication of how that will look. What I've also done is, to get the wall supports matching as closely as possible, I've given them a same wash as I did with the wall, and it's just sort of blends it in together. If I take this one, just roughly like that. Yeah, I think that will look okay. I know the brickwork here is different from this. This is a more rough texture type of brick, and this is a more worked brick, if that's the right term to use, but I'm happy with how that looks. And when I get the in place and do the final weathering with some powders, etc., and some streaks on it, I'll be able to blend them both together, and it will come together and look okay. Here we have my glass custom coming up the branch line. You'll see that running through. And the next step is, once this is all dry, is to make the measurements and cut the walls out and put them into place. And I think I will go with my cardboard mock-up that I made before. So it will be approximately this height, coming out to here, then the corner, and then gradually carving all the way to the bridge. Oops, roughly this spot here, have the wall rise up, and it will be level with the top part here. I think when it gets to about here, and then straight in to the bridge abutment. The only thing, if I can zoom in a little bit, is it'll be sitting right onto this wooden support block here, so it'll come in and meet with the bridge roughly on that point. You can see, if I need to be careful of my signal here, you can see how that sticks out So it'll just come into there. Now, one thing I am going to have to make sure I do correctly is get the join. If I use this as an example of where the wall comes into here and joins up, I need to make sure that the fit is very good. There's no gaps, etc. Because the type of brick in the wall is different from the brick in the bridge supports. But that's not unusual. I've seen pictures where there were these differences. I just want to make sure that the join between them is as smooth as possible, so that it really just fits in, and it's not something that you would actually even notice. And then on the other side, I can come around here. Move this off of me. I will have to do the same. I am going to make this gap bigger. Again, as you can see from the cardboard mock-up that I made. But I'm just gradually reaching the track, coming down and down and down to about here. So that is the next step. I'll probably start doing that in the next few days, and I will more than likely feature that on my next video, although plans can change depending on any difficulties I might encounter with that. As I've said before, I find it difficult to film and do my work at the same time, so I'll see how this little bit goes first. Try and get that done correctly, and then work on the other ones. This section here should be relatively straightforward, and then on the other side along there again shouldn't be too much difficulty with that. I've said before I was going to have the landscape coming up to the track here, and if I go like this, you can see the curvature is correct, and it wouldn't seem strange. But I've been toying with the idea, because I still have a few of these plastic brick panels. I've been toying with the idea of continuing this wall all the way along to here, because I do like how that wall looks, and the way it just follows the curve of the track. So I will see about that. Okay, that's all for now, but before we go, the glass casting has come round again, so we'll just watch it come up the incline here and cross over the bridge, and that will be all for this video. As always, thanks for watching, and keep watching for future updates. Thanks, bye.